What's going on, y'all? As you see, we have something else sitting here in the shop. This is not mine, but it does belong to a buddy of mine. He sent me some money, said he wanted to build a little project truck, something to cruise around, something on nice days, take to work, whatever. And up in northeastern Ohio, everything's rotted out. And finding something down here that doesn't need as much rust repair, much better odds of finding something a little bit more rust free. So I did a little bit of surfing on the internet and we found this. It is an 85 C10. Best I can tell from it, originally the truck had a V6 in it. It does have an 8-cylinder in it. I was told it is a 350. Is it a 350? I don't know. We'll find out. I'm gonna run the number on the block to find out and be 100% sure. Honestly, it really doesn't matter if it's a 283 because all this thing's gonna be done is, so it sounds good, it goes down the road, it cruises. It's gonna be a Sunday driver basically. It's not gonna be anything we're gonna put a lot of horsepower to or try and make a lot of horsepower with it. I think from the way it sounds, it may possibly have a mild camshaft in it. So we're gonna leave that the way it is. Overall, the truck's in really good shape. I picked this up off of a guy who bought it the way you guys see it. And he kind of lost interest in it and told me he wants to buy a boat. So out of the pan and into the fire, as I like to say, because if you have a boat, boat stands for break out another 1,000. And they always say the happiest day of owning a boat is the day you buy it and the day you sell it. So boats cost a lot of money. I used to work on them all the time. I know what it takes to keep one. But if that's what he wants, have at it, man. Good luck with that venture. But we picked this thing up for $2,100. It's a best I can tell a 5.7 drop. I can't really see any identifying parts on it to tell me what brand it is, but it doesn't matter anyway because we're actually going to lift this thing back up a couple inches. For what this truck's going to be doing, this drop is just too low for it. It needs to be a little bit higher. I will agree with y'all, it does look really cool this way, but the practicality of it being something to hop in and go drive, it's just not there. So it's going to get a 2.4 drop. He's already ordered it. It's on its way to us. So we're going to get that straightened out. At some point, somebody messed up the original rear end and they swapped it out. I don't know what this rear end came out of. It's obviously a 6-lug rear end and this truck should be 5 lugs. So I don't know if that came out of a K1500. I don't know if it came out of a newer Chevrolet. I don't know, but we do have the original rear end, which we are going to utilize. And today I was messing around with it a little bit just to kind of see where we're at. And I pulled the cover off and found out why they switched the rear ends. At some point, somebody put a pinion bearing or pinion seal in it, and they over tightened it and everything was bound up. And the rear end was taken out, it had been sitting, and you can see all the rust build up and everything in there, which I can clean all that out. I already talked to my buddy. He's going to order a new ring and pinion for it, going to order new bearings for it, and we're going to stick this rear end back in the truck. And right now it's got a flip kit in it, and we're going to do away with that and put the springs back on top of the axle, so this differential will be just fine. The guy I got it from had all the stock spindles, stock springs, stock leaf springs. We are going to utilize the stock leaf springs, put those back in it. The stock spindles are going back on. Those springs aren't getting used. We'll get rid of those. The inner fender liners, wheel tubs are in really good shape. So I'm just going to scuff these. We're going to shoot a coat of satin black over them, and we're going to put them back in there. They pulled them out, obviously, because of how low it is. It's just too low to have it have those in there without it rubbing, or you'd have to run a tiny tire on it. So We're gonna stick everything back the way it should be. The engine, the best I can tell, somebody put a set of Vortec heads on it. I don't know if they changed the entire engine and put a Vortec complete assembly in here, or if it's a 350 with Vortec heads on it. I don't know. The engine runs really, really well. It has very good oil pressure. The only thing I noticed on the drive home, I drove it about an hour home, and it had a little bit of a lifter tick. And damn, Archie, what happened, buddy? You all right? All right. It had a little bit of lifter tick out of maybe one or two lifters on this side. I don't know if just the rockers are loose or somebody's got something out of adjustment. I'm gonna go in there and check all that stuff out just to be sure, make sure everything's all right. Worst case scenario, we might have to change lifters, put a lifter and cam setup in it. And if that's the case, so be it. It's only a couple $100 for a cam and solid lift or hydraulic flat tappet lifter set, so that's not a big deal. The only other issue I saw with this truck when I was driving it home, the temperature gauge was very erratic. Like it would go from 190 to 220, I mean that quick, and then it'd jump right back down to 200. I mean, it was all over the place. And typically when an engine has a catastrophic problem inside of it, it doesn't jump around so dramatically so fast. So I think the gauge isn't right or something. Nonetheless, I'm going to change the water pump. We're going to put a new thermostat in it, flush the coolant system out. The AC brackets are missing. It is an air conditioning truck. Later on down the road, I've already talked to my buddy, and he's going to change how we did on Melvin and put the serpentine belt system. He's going to do the same thing here. So being that the AC compressor is missing, that doesn't matter because he's going to have to get a different one anyway. Overall, the body on the truck is in really, really good shape. Somebody took the drip rails off, and I'll weld the holes up, and we're going to, metal finish everything because we are going to put some paint on this truck. The cab corners are a little bubbled up and got some holes in it, and the rockers are kind of, I'll bust the door open real quick. And the rockers are rotted out a little bit, but it's not a big deal. He's already ordered a rocker kit and cab corners and a partial piece of the floor so I can repair a little tiny bit of rust up here. I mean, it is just, it blows me away because it's not what I'm used to seeing. I'm from northeastern Ohio originally, and things up there, yeah, I mean, it's rotted out and you're holding on to the steering wheel and not sitting in the seat too hard because you don't want to fall through the floor. And that's not the case with this truck. So it's in really good shape. Doors shut good, doors are lined up nice. So as far as body work on this thing, it's not gonna need a lot of serious body work on this thing. The hood scoop, we've agreed that that's going to come off. It looks like the hood's not cut underneath of it, so we won't need to replace the hood. I'll just have to weld up some bolt holes and finish those out. The grill, the grill. I hate billet grills. I think they're the ugliest thing ever put on a truck, a car. I can't stand them, but my buddy likes it, so the grill's staying. Unfortunately, we are putting just regular headlights back in it. I am going to put these headlights on Marketplace or eBay or something to try and get a couple bucks out of them to offset a little bit of money here and there. Going to change the mirrors, put chrome mirrors back on it. I mean, just overall the body's in really good shape. Bed's in decent shape. It's not rotted out anywhere. The meatball Euro taillights, as I call them, meatball taillights, those are getting sold too. Somebody gives me 10 bucks, they can go. Because if not, I'm just going to throw them away. We're putting stock taillights back in it because those are just horrible. It does have a roll pan on it, no rear bumper. We've been kind of debating on what to do eventually. Maybe possibly putting a Blazer, K5 Blazer bumper on it. Interior dash pad, somebody put this dash pad on there. Let me grab a light. I got one somewhere. The dash pad, everybody knows that those things are $380 to $459, you know, through Brothers and all them other classic Chevrolet stuff like that. And somebody at some point put this dash pad in there, and it's like a leather wrap deal or something. I don't know. I think it's ugly, but it's better than a cracked up stock one. So that's what's gonna stay in it for now. The main thing on what's going on with this truck, what we're gonna do with it, it's gotta be ready by, I think, May. He wants to come pick it up. We're gonna get the suspension done. We're going to make sure the brakes work good. And we're gonna put a coat of paint on this thing. Other than that, everything else he can worry about later on down the road. You know, he wants to put carpet in it and stuff like that. And, you know, like I say, that's stuff he can do later on. But this is the new project. I'm still trying to gather money up for all my own personal stuff. Melvin, we're still, you know, transmission's messed up and rear end's messed up. I can limp it around a little bit, so I have been driving a little bit here and there. Matter of fact, I drove it today because the Ranger, the rear wheel cylinders blew out yesterday, and brakes went out, so I was without something to drive. And I am wondering, I got to find out what's going on with the... Sorry, y'all, my battery died in my GoPro. Hey, I'm an amateur. Gotta check that stuff. I forget all about it. But like I was saying, the Mustang, we're waiting on the engine for that. I should be hearing something in the next month or two about that. And we'll get that back here. I'll drive up, pick that up, because it's in northeastern Ohio at my buddy's shop getting rebuilt. And I'll drive up there and bring that thing back, and we'll stick that back in, see what else we got to do. I have kind of decided I'm going to put a rear end together for Melvin. I was driving it around today, and if I kind of don't push it too hard and shift it manually, the trans kind of wants to keep up. I know that's kind of crazy to say. It's an old $700 R4, so it's on borrowed time. I get it, but I want to put like a Gear Star or a Monster or TCI or a Rossler. I don't know. It's going to be, I'm putting a good transmission in that truck. I'm not going to put just a factory rebuild or you know, anything like that. I want something that's going to stand up to the power. And the thing is, you know, my dad put that engine together for me, and it's about 450, 475 horsepower. And I have a feeling it's going to wind up getting a supercharger put on it. So I want to make sure whatever trans I put in there is going to be able to take even more power, because I can't really leave anything well enough alone. So, but that's later on, way down the road. We gotta get the Mustang put back together and everything else. But this is a new project for now. This is what we're going to be focused on. Like I say, I need to get this thing done in the next couple of months. That's it, man. So if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like the video, tell everybody you know about it, and I'll bring y'all some more content. And as soon as we get busy on this, I'll bring y'all some more footage, man. And somebody mentioned my hoodie that I'm wearing, and it says Ohiopetesgarage. It's got a picture of an old square body on it, and somebody asked me where they could get one. I'm thinking about getting some together and having them up and readily available to all y'all. So if there's more people interested in it, drop me a line down there in the comments section. All of my videos have Ohiopetesgarage at Gmail. Hit me up if you're interested in it. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. Put something down there in the comments, and I try to reply and get back with everybody as quickly as I can. So y'all stay tuned. I'll catch up with y'all later, man.